Hello, wonderful people. This is Tom Check with Choice Coaching, where we help you unlock your inner awesome. And today we're talking about interpersonal relationships again. And specifically today we're talking about a word that might be made up. Automaticity. What the heck does this word mean? It's the way that most of us interact with other people through automatic behaviors and responses. We automatically give our baseline attention and no more. We automatically respond without thinking because we're not really listening, because we're automatically trying to be right, as we've talked about in other videos oftentimes. Or maybe we're just not paying attention. And the challenge with responding through these automatic patterns is that they absolutely destroy relationships. Every human out there can tell when they're being listened to. You can tell when somebody's actually listening to you and when they're not. You can tell when somebody's just going through the motions to sell you something, to teach you something, to give you something, or to get you to do something. You can tell all of that really easily because they are going through the automatic patterns that they are so used to. And this is really natural. We build our lives on automatic patterns. We get up, we immediately brew a pot of coffee, or we get up and we immediately brush our teeth. When we get to work, we walk by that same person every day and we say that same thing to them. And we do that because it allows us to maintain a low level of energy expenditure. We don't burn through as much glycogen when we don't have to think as much. But like breathing, these automatic patterns aren't the only way to be. We can take intentional control of these patterns. We can take it out of automatic and put it into manual mode and actually engage with people. And instead of saying the same thing, we can think about what they told us yesterday and follow up on it. We can remember that they like XYZ and ask them how that's going because we haven't talked about it in a while. When we're interacting with people we love, we can step out of the usual monthly conversation you get to have with your parents or your kids or your uncle or your best friend, where you say the same things over and over and over every month, and you feel like the relationship never gets deeper. And instead, you can put it into manual mode, and you can engage your brain, and you can burn through some glycogen, and you can be really intentional. When you don't pay attention to your breathing, you survive just fine. You're this incredibly complex human. You have got the ability to survive in almost any situation, and you do it almost automatically all the time. But when you choose to take a meaningful breath, a deep breath, your body relaxes. You become more clear. And when you choose to have a meaningful conversation, to meaningfully connect, all of a sudden your relationships get better. And as social creatures, which we humans are, whether you're introverted or extroverted, you are a social creature. The need to have meaningful relationships is really high up there on what determines, on things that determine our level of fulfillment in our daily lives. So stop selling yourself short. Be meaningful in your relationships. Take it off of autopilot and be intentional. Put it in manual mode and be there with the person. Oftentimes, they will respond in kind. You will become the person that they are excited to talk to because you listen, because you hear them, because you see them. And that's what we all want. So that's the invitation for today. Pick one relationship that's really become automatic for you. It can be a big one, it can be a little one. Doesn't matter to me. I just want you to experiment. And I want you to try taking it off autopilot for one day. And just see how you feel. See how they respond. That'll be important too. But most important is see how you feel. You might have some more work to do. You might feel awkward. That's okay. Or it might feel really good. And that's okay too. Pick one person. Put it in manual mode. Create intentional relationship. That's the invitation. Best of luck, and I look forward to connecting with you again soon.